Well, I mean, that gets me into the free gift that I was going to give your listeners today. And so what I did is I actually created a PDF, like a free downloadable PDF that gives specific links where somebody can go and find the truth on mental health. Like, what is this chemical imbalance? Like, is there actually a test? And what I found out is there's not actually any scientific data on somebody having bipolar, schizophrenia, personality disorder. And so anyway, I give the links to those nonprofits. Like there's a nonprofit called mindfreedom.org that works on mental health, getting the truth out about mental health. And there's an organization called Citizens Commission on Human Rights that I volunteer for a lot with with my human rights work and mental health.
Yeah.
And that gives a holistic center in Arizona where somebody can actually go and see integrative functional holistic doctors to get off of psychiatric drugs, if that is something that the person chooses to do. Mm-hmm. So I think I answered your question.
Yeah, you did. That's
okay.
Good. I like that. Yeah. So, and also too, like people, I think also too is, for people who like don't know this stuff, like also people, I think kind of go to the psychiatric medication because like they think that's the only solution to actually handle their mental issues. Like they have, everyone has mental issues.
Hard, they go to like something happens in life that's excruciating, that's terribly depressing, losing a loved one, losing a job, going through extreme marital difficulties, financial issues. I mean, the list goes on and on, right? I mean, life can throw like extremely tough situations at us. And then, your body goes out of whack, your mind goes out of whack, and you feel like you're not even in control at all anymore. And drugs gives a temporary relief or solution, which I totally understand. But the long-term usage creates, quite a lot of problems for somebody, and they can. But I mean, it is the person's choice, right? I mean, it's the person's choice if they choose to do that or if they choose not to do that. Right. I'm not a medical doctor, right? So I'm not like going to be telling somebody to do that. But I think it's important for people to have access to the truth. And I had such a hard time growing up looking for it. And there was so much confusing information. And then, many doctors that I talked to over those years and like the psychiatrists that were treating my mom would tell me that if she didn't take these harmful medications, that she was going to die, that she would kill herself. And those were like extremely tough years for me and my family, like watching her cry her eyes out and not want to take the medication and not want to go to the hospital. And then me looking for the information and trying to figure out what else is there? What else can we do? Like, what else is there?
Right.
So I just really envision giving people information for them to help themselves and be able to reach their own conclusions and, feel better.
Yeah, I think that's important too, because I think at the end of the day, the person has to decide for himself what the right route is to go. And I think once they're properly educated, then they kind of know what to do, what not to do. You know what I mean? So I think that's so important. And so I think it's vital that people should just know how mental health works, but also what you're going through is not just some ordinary thing,
Yeah, right. And I mean, the bad time period, so to speak, could be 1 month. It could be 2 years. I mean, it's going to be different for each person. And another big thing that I focus on with the people that I choose to help and like get into the real freedom from stress programs is that it's their responsibility to be their own advocate. So just because somebody tells me that, okay, Miriam, you have bipolar, it's up to me to figure out if that is true or not. I don't have to agree with the diagnosis. I can like look into it and, really investigate it to find out how does it sit well with does it sit well with me? Does it not? Like, is there another way? Is there not? Or, Miriam, you are going to, you're going to have to go through serious cancer treatment and this is the only way you can do it. Well, okay, what do other people say about that? And what do other doctors say about it? And do I know anybody that's gone through a treatment successfully or not? I don't know, just like taking responsibility for, your life and where is it going and which route am I going to choose?
Yeah. I think it's funny too is that people, at least from my experience that I've dealt with, because I used to go to public school and, I remember that when I think I was in school and they were just kind of evaluating for me and just like, you have ADD. That was like, and I never questioned it. And I think a lot of people today still don't question it, especially when you have a doctor like that who just tell you what's going on rather than actually explain or like, find the truth for yourself of what if this is actually true for me. People just kind of blindly accept it without actually looking at the data.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's my Achilles heel right there is when you start talking about children that are being medicated and diagnosed. I do a lot of advocacy in the area of children, namely with the campaign Fight for Kids campaign.
Yeah.
And I'm also a guardian ad litem for the court system. And so I've done a lot of calls and advocacy on how to help kids that are in that situation. So yes, you are so right because it can be pretty damaging for a kid to feel like they have this diagnoses or, evaluation or whatever, however you want to call it. And then that is sort of labels them for the rest of their life. And I believe the statistic is around 75-80%, or if a child is given psychiatric medication when they're young, they turn to harder drugs when they're older.
Right.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah, it's very fascinating. It's like really wild to me how just people just give those things without actually questioning them. And I like to look at those and I'm like, okay, well, what can we do about it instead?